You're listening to Up the Turnpike with hosts Mitch Anderson and Matt O'Leary.
Hello and welcome to the Up the Turnpike post-game show, the morning after edition. What's going on? Matt O'Leary with Mitch Anderson. Mitch, how's it going, buddy?
Pretty good. Sitting here talking Islanders, drinking my coffee. What about you? How's the voice doing? Seeing that you were there, how many boos did you do?
Lots of boos.
Yeah,
not so much boo earns, but booing both the team and John Tavares every time he touched the puck. So that was fun. But yeah, I went to my first game of the year, not just the year 2025, but of the season, which is rare for me. I usually go to, I don't know, 5 to 10 games a year. But I just haven't had much interest with how the team is playing.
Fair. Totally fair. So at least your resolution stays firm, right? You're not going to spend money on this team while this happens.
That was basically, yes. I'm not going to go to games unless I'm offered a ticket, which is what happened last night. So I took my buddy up on it. It was a good time. I don't get to hang out with this friend a whole lot, and we had a great time. I did spend an exorbitant amount of money on alcohol in that building, and parking apparently went up this year too.
What?
Yeah, it was $40 to park.
Holy, 40 American dollars?
Yes.
Oh
yeah. Not to sound like old man yells at cloud, but there were times where even when I was able to drive, where it was like $7 to park at the Coliseum or $10 to park at the Coliseum, which we are a long ways away from that.
That's like 56 Canadian dollars. Oh, I'm going poor just thinking about going to a game at one point.
Yeah, so that was not great. We'll get into this game, Mitch, but since we have the luxury of starting the next day, can we start with the Patrick Waugh quote from last night?
Oh my God. Yeah, okay, please. Absolutely. Because I was going to come in at some point.
Yeah, so Patty Waugh says, I have nothing to support what I'm going to say. We're playing good hockey. Mitch, I can't do it anymore. I genuinely can't, because this is the same. What happened to Patrick Waugh? What happened? This guy was like red his entire existence in Colorado, mad. He said so many times, even this year, like he's had some spicy quotes. And then after yet another loss, which, by the way, do you know where they are in the league standings right now?
5th worst, I think.
Yeah, they're 28th in the NHL. And he's like, I think we're playing all right. Like, it's not that bad right now.
I mean, to a certain degree, he's not wrong. There was a lot of pace in their game last night. Absolutely, without a doubt.
Sure.
It's your 5-on-5 game can only take you so far. Clearly, you have to have a competent special team, and that doesn't mean top 10, top 5. It means at least somewhere around the middle, not historically bad. You could be 18th in either, but you can be.
I was going to say, if they were 20th in power play and penalty kill, this team would be significantly better off where they are, but they can't even come close to sniffing that. They are on historically bad paces on both the power play and penalty kill. So I have a hard time with that quote. I understand the sentiment, and is part of it true? If you take the emotion out of it, probably.
Yeah.
But it's just optics wise, not the time.
No, exactly. And I think he's just kind of struggling to figure out what else to friggin' say here, because the pace of play as well. They kept up the pace. They could have won. They had winning opportunities in this game. They didn't take it. Joseph Woll was excellent, as was Ilya Sorokin. But it's just, yeah, you're right. It's not the right time to be like, oh, we're playing well. But dude, you've lost, what, 5 out of 6 right now? Like, the results do not, which is what he's saying. I got nothing to back it up. Even the underlying numbers in this game, the Corsi 4 in the Maple Leafs, 52% at 5-on-5, even though the Islanders led in shots 33-31, I think it was.
Yeah.
Expected goals also in favor of the Leafs, 54%. High danger chances, the Leafs, 55%. So even the underlying numbers are saying the Islanders didn't play that well. I liked their game last night. I think if they keep playing with that type of pace, they will start to win more games, but the problem is that they're not playing with that pace most of the time.
No, they're also 3-7 in their last 10. So frankly, I just don't want to hear it.
And that's the big problem, is that we don't want to hear it. Now, I understand Greg Wyshynski's the one who tweeted that. And I'm sure he's looking at the numbers and be like, that doesn't, you can't say those type of things. Fair enough. It's just at a certain point, we want our pound of flesh too, right? And you can see Patty control himself or trying to control
Yeah.
himself. Part on in the game last night, I think right before the second goal went in, like he takes 3 sharp breaths before you can see him like visibly kind of thing. It reminds me of Family Matters, where like Carl Winslow is trying to like calm himself down because Steve Urkel is annoying him so much, and he has to do like the countdown from 10. I forget the rhyme that he does, but that's effectively what Patrick Roy is doing to control the rage that he has inside of him.
Yeah, I get that because I think it's something that maybe I need to practice a little bit more.
Well, it's hard, man. It's hard when you lose to the Leafs. That's the worst thing. Even losing to the Rangers, isn't as bad as the Leafs because you know they're going to be chesty about it. Like, oh, we won. Stupid friggin' Leafs. And that's what they sound like, all of them. All of you listening right now, that's what you sound like. I told you. Not you Islanders fans, you Leafs fans listening, because I know that you do this to yourselves. I know it.
All right, let's get into this one, Mitch. In the first period, no goals to talk about, but shots were 11-8 Toronto. Were there any power plays in this period? Cizikas took a boarding against Tanev, and
they killed it.
And they killed it, which was good. I thought that was a borderline call, by the way. It seemed like Cizikas kind of bordered him with his butt, which I feel like is kind of hard to do.
Yeah, I don't know what to do about that call. I get some complaints about it. Like Cizikas tried to turn away from the contact because Chris Tanev turns not at the last second, but turns. And so Cizikas is trying not to hit him straight through the numbers and just can't. He's trying to abort the hit, but he just can't. And so he does as little damage as he can possibly do. It's still technically boarding, whatever. We kill it, which is the important part, because that's what, 4 kills out of 5 penalties that we've taken up until this point. So I think in the last Leafs game, we allowed 1 power play goal on 4 opportunities.
Okay. So then 4 for 5 after this one.
Sorry. Yeah, that's what I meant if I didn't say that. So 4 for 5. So I thought like, okay, things are looking good for the power of the penalty kill. And of course that changes later on in the game. But we killed it. That's the big takeaway from this penalty, from this period, in my opinion. And Ilya Sorokin looked good.
Yeah, he did. This was a very, very good Ilya, back-to-back very good Ilya Sorokin games, which is important to note because they
exactly. He must have got a really good gift at Christmas.
Or just a rest.
He keeps able to catch his breath.
Yeah.
You know, keep up with his like ebooks.
Yeah. Or audiobooks, right? He don't read. It's just listens. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. He doesn't read with his eyes, everyone, because that creates eye strain. So yes, the audiobook. Sorry, that's what I meant to say. Apparently, this coffee is not good enough for me.
Take another more. So I was pretty, all things considered, after they took the penalty, I was happy that it was no score after 1. It felt like that's what the score should have been. And too many times in the past, it feels like they leave that period down a goal. So at the time, I'm like, all right, not horrible.
Yeah, and again, they were matching the pace of play of the Maple Leafs, and I wasn't the only one to notice it. Obviously, Kevin Weeks noticed it on the broadcast. For those of you listening at home, you saw it with your eyes as well. So that was good to see, that you're playing to the pace of the opponent. But we know this about these Islanders. They play up to their competition. They're one of the better teams against good teams in the NHL. So their problem is that obviously special teams, and when the teams aren't that good, they play down to them. So whatever. Let's see how the rest of this game goes, type of thing.
To the second period, first goal of the game comes from Bobby McCann to put the Leafs up 1-0.
Dirty ass hit from Max Domi. Dirty ass reverse hit. This is an elbow, pure and simple.
Yeah. I don't know how that wasn't called, to be honest with you, because Isaiah George goes like limping off essentially. So it's almost like a power play goal against, because they were down a guy, as Isaiah George is like, I am down horrendous right now. And Bobby McCann puts it in the back of the net, of course.
Yeah, exactly. He leaves the ice, and so I think it's Casey Cizikas was the last man there.
Yep.
Thinks that he doesn't realize what's happening with Isaiah George, so he just thinks that he's taking a man, or it was Bo Horvat, sorry. And then obviously he's not, and so you got McMahon wide open.
Yeah, by the way, what was the plan from Zizekas here? He throws it up the boards with Isaiah George going off, Mayfield going towards the net.
He may have thought that, Isaiah George was going to be the outlet.
Gotcha. Okay.
But like no situational awareness from Casey there, because
It just gives up possession.
yeah, I don't know what happened, because he doesn't even
Right.
swing it up along the boards to where Isaiah's going. He swings
No.
it backwards.
Yeah, to no one even remotely close in the area. And so now it's basically, so you have Horvat and Duclair trying to get back into the play from very far away, Isaiah George going off, and you're about to have a 3-on-2 with both of these guys out of position.
Do you think he's playing for the whistle? Which is
man.
dumb. That'd be so friggin' stupid.
That's the only other explanation that I could think of, though, right?
Yeah, you don't play for the whistle, you play to the whistle. If you don't hear it, keep playing. And I don't know what he's doing there. He seemed visibly confused when the puck went in the net. Like his arms are up and everything. You can see clearly expecting a call on Isaiah George or for Isaiah George, which should have happened. But you got to play to the whistle, man. If it doesn't happen, keep playing. You can't say like, no, I refuse to play. You have to call a penalty. They're not going to do that, man. That's not how it works.
It's different if you see the arm go up, but if you don't, just continue to play. Yeah,
and even then, like, I don't know. A lot of things wrong with that. At one point, I caught myself saying like Isaiah George should have at least done like a pylon out there, because later on in the game, I believe in the second period, that kind of happens with the Leafs, where Oliver Ekman-Larsson takes a shot like in the thigh, and he's just no good. He's not, and we do absolutely nothing in that situation, and it drove me absolutely wild. I don't usually yell at the TV, but I did this time. Yelled enough that my wife came down concerned, like, what is happening? Are you okay?
What's going on?
And I had to explain the situation, and she gave me the driest eye roll possible.
She doesn't get it.
No, she doesn't get it. And she doesn't care either.
No. But Islanders would tie it up before the end of the period. Unlikely goal scorer, Scott Mayfield, with just his second of the year, kind of pinches in here. Really nice play.
That pass by Barzal. Look at it coming up here in a second. He sees Scotty out there.
Wide open.
Yeah. And he double clutches that puck to make sure it's sitting. And I thought he was going to miss because Wall gets over.
So did I. I was like, oh, man, he is taking way too much time on this.
But he buries it, sends it up high. It goes, thank God. I was really worried.
In the toy department.
In the toy department,
Brendan. It's good for Scotty Mayfield for getting up on that play, for doing something positive. But it's not enough, man. It's clearly not enough.
No, you can't. It's very hard to win the league scoring one goal.
Yeah, and he scores at what period? At what point? 18-15.
So essentially the end of the second period.
Right, but we had already had 2 straight penalties, like 4. So 2 straight power plays, and even 20 seconds of 5-on-3. And we did absolutely nothing with it.
Nope. It was a Max Domi tripping against Hudson Fasching, and then a too many men. Good call. And there was, I believe it was 19 seconds of 5-on-3.
Yeah. And
I don't think they got a shot off on the 5-on-3. It was a lot of outside passing.
Let me look here in terms of 5-on-4 power play. We had 5 shots for on the 5-on-3 in 5-on-4 power play in the second period, but we also had 2 shots against.
Mm-hmm.
I think all of you will remember the Mitch Marner sequence there. I don't know how the hell he got on that puck, because the Islanders kind of dump it back into their own zone and they all go off for a change.
Yeah,
and Marner's like, okay, I'll take it. And he's alone on goal. What? I couldn't believe what I was seeing in this situation. I couldn't believe it.
Thank God for Ilya, right? Because this game could have got out of hand way before that.
Yeah. And for no real fault of, how should I say this? It's not like the Leafs were that much better than the Islanders on the day.
No.
That we just made the dumbest possible decisions at the worst possible time.
Yep. 100%. I think that's a great call. Yeah. So at least you're leaving the second period tied, but it felt like opportunities missed not scoring on a 5-on-3 or an extended power play.
Oh, absolutely. You're absolutely right.
And by the way, in the third period, before the lead goal for the Leafs would go in, the Islanders would get yet another power play opportunity. Bobby McCann trips up Brock Nelson. Spoiler, they are not able to score. And then Adam Pelech takes an offensive zone tripping against Philip Myers.
And it's not even like his stick is trailing on the ice and Myers trips over that stick. He
Mm-mm.
like pushes him in the calf and sends him to the ground.
Yeah, that was a particularly dumb tripping.
I don't get it. Just these dumb, stupid second period stick fouls. But we shouldn't be blaming Adam
Heard.
Pelech because his
Yeah.
even strength defense apparently is godlike again, which I don't understand. I the numbers do not support that.
I don't get that one. I don't think the eye test supports it either, by the way.
Yeah. No, it really doesn't. I don't get that one whatsoever. His even strength offense is better than Noah Dobson even, which isn't the case.
Offense
Dauber
or
is better.
defense?
Sorry, defense.
Okay.
Or even Petlik as well, or Paul Luck.
Yeah.
Sorry, he's not that much better defensively right now, and the eyes and the numbers don't support it. So, anyways, different point that we're making here. Stupid penalty for Adam Pelech to take, and obviously they score. Obviously,
And God forbid they kill off 2 penalties in the same game. Just working it around, and eventually it gets in the back of the net here.
Exactly. I knew this was coming. For leading up to that goal, the Islanders had been doing a good job of getting aggressive on the kill and closing gaps. But for a minute there, or leading up to this, the Leafs started cycling it around, and you saw that loss, the lack of aggressiveness, and I knew right away, like, here it comes. And then, of course, my phone buzzes because my phone knows the score before my TV does. And that's when I knew that they had scored before the puck even went in. But like, you felt it coming. The second the cycle started happening, you're going, we're hemmed in, we're done. They're going to find a way. And of course they do on a, apparently Oliver Ekman-Larsson meant to do that. Either the bounce off the board type of thing.
Yeah.
I don't know about that, but if he did, holy hell, what a hell of a play by him.
Perfect, because it goes right to Bobby McCann, who is wide open, and Sorokin obviously can't get back in time.
Can't do anything, and he's full on like groin extended. And there's nothing more he could do there.
Nope. So 2-1. The Islanders would get a chance after they pull the goalie, but a quick whistle stops a scoring opportunity for Anders Lee.
Yeah, it is a quick whistle. Although, to be fair, the ref loses sight of the puck, and that's when they're supposed to whistle it. Anders Lee saw it, and he pokes it. And then it goes in. Apparently, that doesn't count, which I think was a fair call. Honestly, I thought it was a fair call.
Because the whistle was already blown, kind of thing?
The whistle was already blown. They lost sight of it, and that's what they're supposed to do. Was it quick? Maybe, but it was quick because they couldn't see it. So that's how it's supposed to work.
And this kind of stuff just happens to bad teams too, by the way.
Yeah, right. We shouldn't be waiting for these type of things to win or even tie hockey games.
Right. So a 2-1 regulation loss that they played. I'm willing to say they played okay in this game. I'm not going to go full Patrick Waugh here and be like, they were great. Everything's all right. But again, sorry to sound like the broken record here, but special teams is the difference tonight.
Yeah, they deserved a loser point, but they didn't get it because the special teams. It's just, and they only take 2 penalties. That's all they did. Is they took 2 penalties and they had 3 power plays. Like, you had 10 minutes basically of game time where you lost this 60-minute game.
Yeah, it's frustrating. Very frustrating. So I'll go through the box score stuff, and then we will get into some of the games here. 33 shots on goal to the Leafs 31. Face-off percentage, a rare night where the Islanders weren't better, 56.6% for the Leafs. Here we go. Power play, Leafs 50%, Islanders 0%, 0 for 3. Penalty minutes 6-4. Hits 26-19. Block shots 16-14. Giveaways 20-14, and takeaways 8-4.
Like, the hits tell you how much the Islanders had the puck. Right?
Sure.
26 hits by the Leafs. We had a lot of the puck. That's good hockey. Yeah, that's what you want to see. You want to see the Islanders have more of the puck. We just can't do anything with it. It's not good hockey.
Can't be horrendous with when you have your opportunities, but also in anything that's not 5-on-5.
Yeah, like, oh God, when you have an advantage, take it at least 20% of the time, please. We beg of you.
All right, so let's do it. Forwards, who has the most ice time in this game?
I'm going to say it's Matthew Barzal.
Yes, at 22:03, he led the way.
I thought he played pretty well. It's just so many, as we said, just shoot the goddamn puck, buddy. When you got a shot, take it. Like,
Frustrating.
yeah, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Michael Scott, Wayne Gretzky.
Wayne Gretzky. What a quote. All right, least.
Kyle McLean.
Yes, 603, which is obviously not a lot of ice time for Kyle McLean. But can I make a comment here?
Yes.
I kind of like Kyle McLean, Pierre Engvall, Hudson Fasching as a fourth line.
It's not so bad. If we got this Pierre Engvall on most nights, I thought we'd be all right. But we don't, is the problem.
Yeah, that's the issue. He was very engaged, and go figure, it's against his former team.
Yeah. And Kyle McLean has not so much. Did he come back in the third? I don't remember. He got a cut right on his lip.
Yeah, good point. He had 12 shifts in the game. Engvall had 14, Fasching 13. So
I don't imagine he came back.
Yeah, but like, how many shifts do you think he actually missed? I guess 1 or 2.
Yeah, it's not much. So you're right. He probably wouldn't have ended up with more than maximum a minute per shift. Another 8 minutes.
Yeah, I was gonna say 7, 8 minutes, something like that at the most.
Yeah.
What? Anyway, just wanted to toss that out there because I don't hate that line. I just don't think we're gonna get it a lot because Cizikas can't be scratched for some reason.
Right. No, absolutely not. I did like Pierre Engvall's game today. I really did. A couple of times he goes to the net as Patrick Roy has instructed him to do, but then they don't shoot it towards the net for him to either get a tip, a deflection, or a rebound. Which is like he's probably telling himself, I did the goddamn thing and you're still not doing anything with it. Like, God damn it. And his skating stride, when he got that one breakaway, almost effortlessly went from like 18 kilometers or miles an hour to 22 miles an hour within a second. Oh,
I just wish we see more of that.
Yeah, I'm just jealous. It's just what a waste.
What a waste. And also, by the way, his size too. Was he 6'4", 200 pounds?
Also he's a big kid. Unbelievable. Not fair.
All right. Defense.
Noah Dobson, as usual.
By a lot. 25 minutes, 22 seconds. So about 3 minutes more than Ryan Pulock, who was the next closest.
I guess it's all about the power play.
And also, hint, someone didn't play a lot after, I'm assuming, an injury.
Right. Of course. Yeah. So then least would have to be Isaiah George. And if it's not, well, it will be. But if we take him out of the equation, because he leaves in like the first period. Or second, sorry.
Second is the second period. 8:07 for Isaiah George, just 11 shifts.
Yeah, and he misses half the game. So he should have been around 16 to 17 minutes.
Which I've said I don't mind Mayfield and George for like 17 minutes kind of thing.
Yeah, so that really sucked. I hope it's not anything long-term, but it doesn't look good when he skates off the ice on his own, but clearly not okay.
Yeah, he went right to the bench and immediately got attention.
Yeah, I still can't believe that wasn't called.
That was shocking to me that wasn't called.
And even like because this game was on ESPN Plus, they had a ref on like standby, basically, whatever his dumb name is, talking about it like, well, you know, if it's a follow through hit, there's not much you can do about that. That's all you're allowed to do that. You can't go this way. You can't chicken wing a guy in the face.
Yeah, something about that elbow flying around.
It's not a reverse hit where you're using your body to brace for impact. That's another thing you're saying. He's bracing for impact. I don't know a single person who does it that way.
Come on now.
Unreal.
The Toronto bias is real.
Such bootlicking for Toronto. It's insane.
Ilya Sorokin was really good, though. Stopped 29 of 31 for a .935 save percentage. In back-to-back games where he allowed 2 goals or less.
Yeah, we need this Ilya Sorokin every night to win games. But hey, Semyon Varlamov is skating, not taking shots, but skating.
All right, maybe he's getting a little closer.
Yeah, not like, I don't know, Hoiberg has been fine, or Hogberg, sorry.
Yeah, he did look, I thought he looked fine in the one game that we've seen him. God forbid he starts again.
Ridiculous.
Right, so anything else on this game against the Leafs before we hop out of here? I know since we're recording the next day, we're not going through like live comments, but just wanted to see if you had any other thoughts here.
I'm just glad to not see the Toronto Maple Leafs again this year, unless we make the playoffs miraculously.
Mitch, they are legitimately putting themselves in the James Higgins race. Like I know we joke about that, but they're a bottom 5 team in the league.
Columbus is 2 points out of a playoff position. Columbus.
Yeah, and they have 3 more points than the Islanders.
Columbus.
And Philly and Montreal, like there are teams there who are unfortunately not very good. The East is not very good in general. And I get it. Like they're not crazy far out of a playoff spot, right? Like I guess Pittsburgh is the second wild card right now at 39 points, which is 4 points behind the Islanders. But this is still, you're trending in the wrong direction. Like if you were 4 points out and we're like 6-4 in your last 10, okay, maybe I could entertain the idea that they're not falling out of it, but you're 3-7 in your last 10, and you're going to be selling off players too. Which, by the way, will Brock Nelson ever score again?
I hope so. Like we need your value to be at its highest, buddy. We can't have this.
But anyway,
even Kyle Palmieri isn't putting in a lot of points.
No, Islanders are 9 points away from the worst team in the league. But they are very much so in the mix as a bottom 5 team in this race for the Higgins.
I mean, if we get Higgins, I guess that's a lot of winning because goddamn, he's good. He's so good.
He is very good. And Danny Nelson, by the way, keeps scoring at the juniors, which
Don't bring that up. Don't bring it up.
I'm sorry.
Very mad.
I don't like that as the Canadian on the pod, but as the American on the pod, I'm going to bring it up. And he's an Islander, so you should like it.
Yeah, I just mainly don't like that the Canadians kind of shot themselves in the foot and are out of the tournament in their own yard. So stupid roster construction. Unbelievable.
That's going to do it for us on this post-game recap, guys. Please make sure to subscribe here if you're new to the channel. I'm Matt. He's Mitch, and we will catch you next time.